Welcome back to ITM,
Official.
and this time we are going to be talking about our new series, Why They Hated. Why? Why they hated? Now I'm with,
Marcus.
and this time our first episode will be on the big name. Is Jake Paul. Jake Paul. Now, why do you think Jake Paul hated? Now, Jake Paul is hated for a number of reasons. I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna sit here and just diss him and rinse him, say, oh, he's a knob and all of this and that. Okay, I respect the man. Respect what he does. He works hard on what he does, but he's also a bit of a knob. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the question, the answers. Why is Jake Paul hated? Now, to you normal viewers, you probably know and heard of Jake Paul, and you probably think, well, he's just a bit of an idiot. He just doesn't care and not very considerate about anyone. But the truth of the matter is, the man works very, very hard.
Yeah.
Very, very hard.
He's hella dedicated.
How hard he's worked in the boxing, in the in everything he's done. Like he did Disney, he did acting. I mean, I don't think that went particularly well. You know, the bit of, you know how that ended. So it's more of a why have they hated, and not a I'm gonna shit on someone. So for Jake Paul, why do you think he's hated? Well, he acts very entitled. That is the big issue. Now he knows he's very rich and he's very fortunate to be where he is, but he also didn't start like that. And he as much as you will go, oh, he's got this money, he doesn't understand other people, he's not very considerate and all that. He knows what it's like to be just your average person. He didn't start out being Jake Paul. He started out being just him. And the hate that he gets is more to do with how entitled he seems and acts. Like, he doesn't really care about money. But then you give millions and millions and millions of pounds to any 18, 19, 20-year-old. Obviously, he's a little bit older now. I think he's like 22, 23. But in all honesty, they're going to go wild with it. Now, Jake Paul, I mean, the gun thing, as you must have seen in the news, obviously, if you click this video, it's a bit of a mess. I mean, having all those guns in your house, it really screams immaturity. And
not necessarily.
Coming from a 16-year-old, that's pretty bad.
Not necessarily, Michael, but not necessarily having guns in your house means immaturity.
Yeah, but the way he acts, if you're partying and you're having that many guns in your house, it becomes very much
but if they're in a safe.
But it weren't.
Well, yeah.
They literally got some from the pool.
Well, yeah.
That's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah, that's when it's like an issue.
It's like the William
But then again, we're
thing.
talking about America, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and I know it's legal to have guns, but I'm pretty sure we had some that were illegal. That's why the FBI had to come up. But it's very much of a more dangerous situation when you're putting anyone able to pick up a gun from your house. And especially when you're Jake Paul and you're considered a role model and a influencer, that you've got to be a lot more careful, because some people will hate you and are insane. And something can happen, and I feel like that's a big reason why the FBI had to take the guns away.
What he should have done was left them in the safe. Because if you had them in the safe,
but
he
why does he have them in the first place?
Because
Why does he have so many guns?
As the First Amendment, I think it is, of America, says you can defend yourself.
Yeah, you could have 1 or 2 guns. Why has he got hundreds?
Because maybe the guy likes guns. He's no
exactly, collecting guns.
Yeah.
But why you wouldn't put your collection next to your pool, would you? If you collect Pokemon cards, you're not going to have that next to your pool or all around your house. You're going to have it carefully looked after.
If it's one gun beside the pool, that could be a self-defense weapon.
Yes, but then it's not just one gun. There was hundreds everywhere, scattered everywhere. You've got a defensive weapon everywhere. Is that what you use the whole plan to use? I don't think it's quite the
I can
concept.
understand having one in each room.
No, I don't quite comprehend. Okay, you 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't need a gun. If you've got security, even more so. 9 times out of 10, and even at 1/10 chance is usually a place where you don't need to use your gun, because at the end of the day, the time you make a gun is where it's becoming an irreversible situation that you can't do anything about.
But that gun could be a difference between your life.
Yes, I know. I didn't say
and
that...
losing another 10 people, or you just losing that one prick that thought it'd be smart to try and shoot up a load of people.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's a bad idea.
That's the argument for it.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea to have a gun, but having several that makes those situations even worse, because that insane person might not have a gun. But they just see a gun randomly laying next to them. It becomes a different story.
Yeah.
Think,
But in 9 times out of 10 situation, the bad guy is always putting in the gun before any other motherfuckers putting in the gun.
yes, this isn't a film though. And the thing is he has parties. He has hundreds of people coming to his house.
Don't get me wrong, he did wrong by not putting him in a secure location. That's what...
Yeah, but why are they out? That's my issue. What are they doing with
Well, that's
them?
no difference to putting
And
it
it
into
becomes a lot more of a dangerous situation. When
That
you...
argument is no difference to putting it into a secure location.
Yeah. If it's in a safe,
And
you
then
don't know. You know that it can't be moved out.
Or
of the safe.
if it's on person, so like it's a handgun and it's
No,
on you.
what
'cause
I'm
that's
saying is,
secure.
you're not talking about it properly. What I'm saying is those guns are out. Why are they out? What were they doing with them? It creates a dangerous situation because
Yes.
all we know is they were shooting each other. We don't know that.
Were they real guns?
Yes, they were all real guns. The FBI showed up.
Yeah, but the FBI show up for all sorts of fucking reasons.
How many times has the FBI showed up to you?
We don't have FBI, so
Exactly.
it's
That's
fucking
my point.
impossible.
Why don't we have the FBI then?
Because we have a different thing called, as is MI9.
No, MI6.
MI6, sorry, yeah, wrong number. My dyslexia affects that one. But...
Yeah. Use that excuse. Yeah. But more back to the case of why Jake Paul is hated. Jake Paul is considered a child.
Prick?
A child in many facts, like Morgs, who will
Oh,
also be on this series.
Morgs is more of a prick than what Jake Paul is.
No, Morgs isn't a prick. He acts like a child. That's his only issue. Whereas Jake Paul, he is more of a icon in a way
Yeah.
about being a knob. Right, he takes being a knob as a
Good thing. But being too much of a knob,
makes you hated.
yeah.
Whereas I respect what he done with boxing. His music's improved massively. He definitely has a ghostwriter, but we're not going to go into that issue right now.
The
But
boxing, though, he's done fucking well with that.
yeah. I mean, knocking out a basketball point is that it makes it a lot more difficult to be liked when you want to be hated. In a way,
Yeah, I
like
understand
I'm
what you
sure a
mean
lot
by
of his clout is from being hated. And
Guaranteed.
you know that people respect him. People that understand YouTube, boxing, all the things that he does, respect him.
He's done well with certain things, but the way he goes about doing certain things make him come across like a little prick.
Like Logan Paul, he will also be another one on the series.
Logan Paul made one silly little fuck up.
Okay, can I speak?
I'm doing what you do to me.
No, 'cause I'm trying to get a point across, and then you're just going over it. What I'm saying is, Logan Paul, he did the worst thing possible, like for his situation, which was showing a dead body on the internet, mocking suicide.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Okay, and I get a lot of people's point about that, but his intentions were clearly not to mock suicide. It was to help suicide. In fact, the whole video was dedicated to raising awareness and money for suicide. He messed up and he took it way too far, and he showed the dead body, he mocked suicide, and it made it a lot harder for him to get his message across because he just looked like a knob. Okay? Whereas he's had a massive turnaround after the boxing. Okay? He used the boxing and acted like a villain in a way, but I mean JJ did as well. But once that ended, because obviously it was just promotion of being the villain, he acted far more mature than we've ever seen of him before.
Logan Paul actually went from being immature and childish to actually a man, and that's what...
Yeah, that's the difference.
That's
now
the
he's,
difference.
Now he's 25. That is the time when people start becoming an actual
Jake Paul's
man.
a kid, sorry, but
Yeah.
that's how he acts.
Then the thing is Jake Paul tries to act hard, and that's the big issue. He has these guns, he smokes weed, he does all these things to try and act like he's a cool person and all that. When really, in actual fact, people don't see him as a cool person. People see him as an enemy in some facts. And more as a child star. Like, I don't mean like he does anything with children. But like what I mean is he's an entertainer for children. For 13, 14, 12-year-olds and all that. So smoking weed and all that puts a very bad impression on them, which makes him look even more like a knob.
So people expect him to
be a role model,
like a normal, well, not a
role
normal
model
person, but someone that is trying to set a really good example for the younger kids, because they're very impressionable at their ages,
which creates a lot of drama
tension
in the world. Like TikTok is a very toxic place sometimes. With all this, people seem to think that someone being attractive is hating on people that don't look like that. But in actual fact, that people that are on TikTok tend to be more attractive than your average person, because people are attracted to attractive people. Like it's just the words go together, because you're an attractive person because you attract people. Those are the facts. I mean, if you're an attractive person, you go on TikTok, people will attract to you. You'll grow and you'll get bigger. Whereas Jake Paul, he hasn't really got this attractive appeal to him. Whereas Logan Paul, he has. He's got that more of attractive appeal to him. Whereas Jake Paul, he's more considered as a. I don't mean he's not an attractive person. I'm sure some girls find him attractive and whatever, but he's not got that attractive spark, I guess, as Logan Paul does. So it makes it a lot more difficult for him to get out of this bubble of just being a child entertainer and a bit of a knob. So it's a lot more difficult for him to break that bubble. Obviously, doing this music, doing this boxing, all that, it's helping him a lot, and it's given me a lot more respect for the man. But at the end of the day, he'll always be considered a bit of a knob, and will always be hated by several, probably millions of people. So that was ITM Visual, and now you know why Jake Paul is hated. Catch you.